So today I'm going to go ahead and show you how to work a foundation single crochet, and these can be used in lots of different ways, but I think traditionally they're mostly used to begin a project just because they result in stretchier than normal rows, as opposed to if you would work a chain and then work single crochets into that chain. So to work this, I'm going to be using a 6.5mm hook, and I'm just using some chunky wool yarn, but that's just so you guys can see it better. Feel free to use whatever yarn and hook that your pattern calls for. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to work the foundation single crochet. Alright, so to begin, you're going to go ahead and start with a regular slip knot. So I'm going to go ahead and insert my hook, and I'm just going to go ahead and chain 2. 1, 2. So this is to begin our first foundation single crochet. So we're going to go ahead and insert our hook into that first chain, and I'm going to go ahead and yarn over and pull up a loop. So now I have 2 loops on my hook. Now I'm going to go ahead and yarn over one more time and pull through 1. So right now I should have 2 loops on my hook. This chain essentially that we just created, will be the bottom of our first foundation single crochet. And the way I like to think about it is that we have just created a chain, and that's kind of what the chain that you would be working into. If you had started off with a regular chain and you were working single crochets, you would work a single crochet into one chain, right? So that's kind of how I like to think about what we just did. To me, this is the chain that we're working into. So now, because we have already kind of inserted our hook into this chain, we can go ahead and finish our single crochet. So here you see that there's 2 loops on my hook. So now I can go ahead and yarn over and pull through 2. So essentially that was just completing the single crochet, and again this is the bottom of our first foundation single crochet. So I'm going to go ahead and pull my slip knot closed a little bit tighter so that you can see that this is what our first foundation single crochet looks like. And if you look at it as you would another single crochet, you can see the kind of 2 legs that is classic in that single crochet. And this again is what I was saying earlier, is like the chain that you're working into if we had been to start with a regular chain and then worked our single crochets into that. In my mind, that's what that bottom of my foundation single crochet is. And this is the top of my first foundation single crochet right there. So I'll go ahead and show you how to work several more. So to continue with my foundation single crochets, I'm going to go ahead and work into this bottom of my first foundation single crochet. So I'm going to take my hook and insert it through both loops here on the bottom, like so. So you can see my hook has gone through 2 loops there. That's the bottom of my first foundation single crochet. And now I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop. So we have 2 loops on our hook. We haven't really done anything so far to create any part of our first foundation, or sorry, to create our second foundation single crochet. This is more like the setup. So now I'm going to yarn over and pull through this first loop, or again, how I like to think of it is I'm creating a chain, right? So I'm going to yarn over and pull through 1. So I've just kind of chained 1, and this is the bottom of my second foundation single crochet, and this is kind of the chain that we're working our second foundation single crochet into. Now we can complete the foundation single crochet. I have 2 loops on my hook. Now I can yarn over and pull through 2. And again, if we look at it, we can see the 2 classic legs of our foundation single crochet here and here, and you can see that we worked into this chain right here, or the bottom of our foundation single crochet. and this is what the top of it is looking like. So you can see this is the second one we just made, and this is the top of the first one we created. So let's do a couple more. So I'm going to go ahead and take my hook, insert it into the bottom of my second foundation single crochet, going through both loops. So there's one loop and two. This is probably the hardest part of the foundation single crochets, is working into these two loops. You really want to make sure you're going through both of them though. So now I can go ahead and yarn over and pull up a loop. This is again our setup, and now we can begin. We're going to yarn over and chain one. This is the bottom of our third foundation single crochet. Now we can complete our single crochet by yarning over and pulling through two. So this is the bottom of our third foundation single crochet. If we look at our work like this, again, you can see the two little legs here, 1, 2, and this is what the top of our foundation single crochet row is looking like. The third foundation single crochet, the second one, and the first one that we've just been creating. So one more time, I'm going to take my hook, insert it into the bottom of the third foundation single crochet we just created. So I'm going to insert my hook through both loops. Again, if you look at the bottom here, you can see a little bit more clearly where I'm inserting my hook. I want to insert it into these two loops. So that's the first loop, and that's the second loop. And again, I think that's the hardest part of all of this. So now I'm going to go ahead and yarn over, pull up a loop. We're setting up ourselves for our fourth foundation single crochet. Now I'm going to yarn over, pull through one or chain one. This is the bottom of our fourth foundation single crochet. I now have two loops on my hook, and I can finish my fourth foundation single crochet. And this is what it looks like. This is the top of my fourth foundation single crochet. This is what the top of my row looks like. If we look at it from the front, you can see the two legs here of my fourth foundation single crochet, and this is the bottom of my foundation single crochet. And that's all you need to know essentially. You can just continue working foundation single crochets into your existing row. Again, inserting your hook through the bottom of the previous one, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through one. This is the bottom of our next foundation single crochet. We can now complete it now that we have the two loops on our hook again. Yarn over, pull through two. Insert my hook into the bottom, yarn over, pull through one, yarn over, chain one, yarn over, pull through two. And as you can see, our foundation single crochet row is taking shape, and these are really handy to start projects, just because they are a little bit easier in my opinion to work into than just your regular chains, and they also just result in a stretchier fabric than if you were to use a regular chain, and you already kind of knock out the first row by working it like this, as opposed to if you worked your original foundation chain and worked single crochets into that chain. It takes a little bit longer. So this is a really nice way to start projects, and you'll see a lot of projects calling for this stitch and other foundation stitches. So I hope this video was helpful, and yeah, I hope you use this stitch a lot in your future projects.